If you are reading this, then you need to understand something that the world will never teach you. I do not reveal all my servants. I do not display all my chosen ones on stages. I do not announce every assignment I give. Some of my most powerful vessels walk among crowds completely unnoticed. They dress ordinary. They speak softly. They move without titles, without recognition, without applause. And yet they carry the weight of nations in their prayers. They shift atmospheres with their obedience. They change destinies with their silence. This is not an accident. This is my strategy. I hide my best servants in plain sight because the world is not ready to see them. And more importantly, because they are not meant to be seen. They are meant to serve. You see them in grocery stores. You pass them on the street. You sit next to them in waiting rooms. They look like everyone else. They blend into the background of ordinary life. But if you could see with spiritual eyes, you would fall to your knees. Because what they carry is not ordinary. The prayers they whisper shake thrones. The faith they hold opens heavens. The obedience they walk in redirects nations. But I have clothed them in simplicity. I have wrapped them in humility. I have placed them in positions where the world will never celebrate them, because I am not building their fame. I am building their faithfulness. And faithfulness does not need a stage. It needs surrender. You see, the world celebrates noise. The world honors visibility. The world chases fame, status, platforms, and recognition. But I do not operate like the world. I walk in the opposite spirit. Where the world says, be seen, I say, be hidden. Where the world says, make yourself known, I say, let me make you known in my time. Where the world says, climb the ladder, I say, descend into humility, and I will lift you when the season is right. This is why my most trusted servants often look invisible. They are not climbing, they are not performing, they are not chasing attention. They are simply walking in obedience, hidden under my shadow, protected from the corruption that visibility often brings. The world has trained you to believe that if you are not seen, you have no value. Social media has convinced you that your worth is measured by followers, likes, and comments. The culture has programmed you to think that success means recognition, applause, and public validation. But I'm here to tell you that this is a lie from the enemy. He wants you addicted to visibility because he knows that the moment you need to be seen, you become controllable. The moment you crave recognition, you become manipulatable. The moment your identity is tied to what others think of you, you lose your power. But my hidden servants are free. They do not need applause to know their worth. They do not need titles to walk in authority. They do not need platforms to operate in power. Their confidence comes from me, not from crowds. Their strength comes from intimacy, not from influence. Their effectiveness comes from obedience, not from recognition. And this is what makes them dangerous to the kingdom of darkness, because you cannot tempt someone who does not crave visibility. You cannot manipulate someone who does not need approval. You cannot distract someone who is already satisfied in me. Do not mistake invisibility for insignificance. Do not confuse silence for weakness. Do not think that because someone is unseen, they are unused. Some of the most critical work I do on earth happens in secret, through people no one is watching. I use the overlooked to accomplish the extraordinary. I use the nameless to shift what the famous could never touch. I use the quiet to dismantle what the loud cannot break. Because my power is perfected in weakness, not in pride. My strength is revealed through surrender, not through striving. And my greatest victories are won in rooms where no cameras ever enter. Listen closely. The enemy fears the servant I hide. Because when someone operates in the secret place, the enemy cannot predict them. He cannot analyze them. He cannot study their pattern or sabotage their platform, because they have no platform. Their work is not public. Their obedience is not broadcasted. Their prayers are whispered, not announced. And yet those prayers move mountains. Those quiet acts of faith unlock miracles. That unseen obedience shifts the course of generations. This is why I keep them hidden. I do not want the enemy to locate them. I do not want the anointing exposed to jealousy, manipulation, or distraction. I protect them by keeping them low. There is a warfare dimension that most do not understand. When you become visible, you become a target. Every platform is a battlefield. Every spotlight attracts both light and darkness. The higher you rise in public view, the more opposition you will face. This is not to discourage you. This is to prepare you. Because I do not send my servants into visibility until they have been trained in invisibility. I do not promote them publicly until they have proven themselves privately. I do not give them influence over many until they have been faithful with little. The hidden season is your training ground. It is where I test your motives. It is where I expose what is in your heart. It is where I see if you will still worship me when no one is watching. It is where I discover if you will still obey me when there is no applause. It is where I determine if you will still serve me when there is no reward. And those who pass this test, those who remain faithful in the secret place, those are the ones I can trust with greater assignments, because they have proven that their service is not about them, it is about me. You may have wondered why your life feels so small, why no one seems to notice you, why doors that open for others remain closed for you, why you work hard but receive little recognition, why your gifts seem buried while others with less anointing are celebrated. Let me tell you why. It is not because you are forgotten, it is because you are being preserved. I have placed you in a season of hiddenness, not as punishment but as preparation. I am shielding you from the corruption of premature exposure. I am training you in the dark so that when the light comes, you will not be blinded by it. I am teaching you humility now so that when honor arrives, it will not destroy you. Many have been destroyed by blessings they were not prepared to carry. Many have been ruined by platforms they were not mature enough to steward. Many have lost their souls pursuing visibility before their character was ready for it. I have watched servants fall because they rushed into the spotlight before they had roots. I have seen anointed vessels break because they sought recognition before they sought me. I have witnessed powerful ministries collapse because the foundation was not deep enough to support the building. This is why I hide you, not to hurt you, but to help you, not to limit you, but to protect you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. I am building a foundation in you that can support the weight of what I am about to release. I am developing character in you that can handle the pressure of influence. I am forming humility in you that can carry authority without corruption. And this cannot be rushed. This cannot be microwave processed. This requires time. This requires testing. This requires hiddenness. The world does not understand this. The world thinks that if you are not seen, you do not matter. But I see differently. I see the heart. I see the motive. I see the purity of your worship when no one else is watching. I see the tears you cry in secret. I see the prayers you whisper at night. I see the sacrifices you make that no one applauds. And I tell you, I am not ignoring them. I am storing them. Every hidden act of obedience is recorded in heaven. Every quiet moment of faithfulness is being rewarded, not in public applause, but in spiritual authority. I am building something in you that the world cannot see yet, but it is there. And when the time comes, it will be undeniable. Some of you have been asking me, God, when will you use me? When will my life have meaning? When will people see my value? And I answer you now, I am already using you right where you are, in the mundane moments, in the unseen sacrifices, in the quiet obedience. You think your life is small, but I see galaxies in your faithfulness. You think your work is invisible, but heaven is watching. You think no one notices, but I notice. And my notice is the only one that carries eternal weight. Stop measuring your significance by human standards. Stop defining your worth by visibility. Start understanding that the most powerful servants I have ever raised were hidden for years before they were revealed. Your worth is not determined by how many people know your name. Your value is not measured by how many followers you have. Your significance is not defined by whether you have a platform or a title. These are the world's measuring sticks, and they are broken. They measure the wrong things. They celebrate the temporal and ignore the eternal. They praise what is seen and overlook what is unseen. But I do not measure like the world measures. I measure faithfulness, not fame. I measure obedience, not popularity. I measure humility, not visibility. I measure the heart, not the crowd size. And by my measurements, many who are first in the eyes of the world are last in my kingdom. And many who are hidden, overlooked, and forgotten by the world are first in my sight. Because I see what others cannot see. I value what others dismiss. I honor what others ignore. When you learn to find your identity in me and not in what people think of you, you become unstoppable. When you stop needing human validation, you step into divine authorization. When you no longer crave the applause of men, you can hear the approval of heaven. And that approval is the only approval that matters. That approval is the only approval that lasts. Everything else is noise. Everything else is vapor. Everything else will fade. But my approval over your life is eternal. Moses was hidden in a desert for 40 years before I sent him to Pharaoh. Joseph was hidden in a prison before I made him second in command of a nation. David was hidden in fields with sheep before I made him king. Esther was hidden in a palace before I used her to save a generation. Jesus himself was hidden for 30 years before his public ministry began. Do you see the pattern? I hide my servants not because they are unqualified, but because they are too valuable to be exposed too soon. I hide them so the enemy cannot touch them. I hide them so pride cannot poison them. I hide them so the world cannot corrupt them before their assignment is complete. Look at Moses. 40 years in the wilderness. 40 years of obscurity. 40 years of tending sheep when he could have been leading people. But those 40 years were not wasted. I was stripping him of Egyptian pride. I was teaching him dependence. I was breaking his self-reliance so that when he stood before Pharaoh, he would know it was not his strength but mine. The wilderness was his seminary. The desert was his training ground. And when he emerged, he was no longer the prince of Egypt. He was my servant, humble, broken, ready. Consider Joseph, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison, forgotten by those he helped. Years of hiddenness, years of injustice, years of wondering if I had abandoned him. But I was not absent. I was positioned in him. Every betrayal was preparation. Every setback was set up. Every hidden year was building the character he would need to steward the nation. When I finally brought him out, he did not come out bitter. He came out better. He did not seek revenge. He walked in purpose because the hidden years had taught him that my plan is always greater than his pain. And David, a shepherd boy, the youngest, the overlooked, the one his own father forgot to call when the prophet came. But I saw him. I watched him in the fields. I observed his faithfulness with sheep before I gave him authority over people. I tested his heart in secret before I gave him a throne in public. The years he spent alone with sheep were years he spent learning to worship me, learning to trust me, learning to fight for what I had entrusted to him. When he faced Goliath, he was not untested. He had already killed lions and bears in the hiddenness of the field. His public victory was built on private faithfulness. If you are in a season where you feel unseen, unheard, and unnoticed, I want you to understand something. You are exactly where I need you to be. This season is not wasted. This silence is not meaningless. This obscurity is not evidence of my absence. It is evidence of my presence. I am working on you in the hidden place. I am stripping away everything that does not belong. I am purifying your motives. I am deepening your roots. I am teaching you to find your identity in me, not in the applause of men. And when this process is complete, when your character matches your calling, when your humility can carry your anointing, then I will bring you forward, not for your glory, but for mine. But here is what you must understand. Even when I bring you forward, I may still keep you hidden in plain sight. You may walk among crowds and still be invisible to the majority. You may have influence but no fame. You may have authority but no title. You may shift atmospheres but receive no recognition. And this is exactly how I want it. Because the moment you become visible to everyone, you become vulnerable to everything. Fame attracts jealousy. Recognition attracts opposition. Platforms attract pride. And I will not risk your soul for the sake of public approval. I would rather keep you hidden and effective than exposed and corrupted. The greatest servants I have are not the ones on stages. They are the ones in back rooms. They are the intercessors whose names no one knows. They are the givers who fund vision in silence. They are the encouragers who speak life without seeking credit. They are the servants who clean, prepare, and serve without ever stepping into the spotlight. These are my treasures. These are the ones I trust with the keys of the kingdom because they have learned the secret that the world will never understand. True power is not in being seen. True power is in being surrendered. When you walk in hiddenness, you walk in freedom. You are not bound by the opinions of others. You are not enslaved to image management. You are not distracted by the pressure to perform. You simply obey. You simply serve. You simply love. And in that simplicity, I can use you in ways that complexity could never allow. The world wants you complicated. I want you simple. The world wants you loud. I want you quiet. The world wants you seen. I want you hidden under my shadow where the enemy cannot reach you and where my glory can shine through you without obstruction. Let me tell you something about visibility that the world will not tell you. Visibility is expensive. It costs your peace. It costs your privacy. It costs your purity. Every time you step into the light, you step into scrutiny. Every time you rise publicly, you become a target. Every time your name becomes known, your life becomes a commodity. And many who chase visibility ended up losing the very thing they were called to protect, their intimacy with me. They traded the secret place for the spotlight. They traded my presence for public applause. And in the end, they gained the world but lost their soul. I have watched this tragedy unfold countless times. A servant rises, they are gifted, they are anointed, they are sincere, but the moment they taste visibility, something shifts. The applause becomes addictive. The recognition becomes intoxicating. The platform becomes their identity. And slowly, subtly, they begin to serve the crowd instead of serving me. They begin to craft their message for likes instead of for truth. They begin to perform for approval instead of obey from the heart. And before they realize it, they are no longer mine. They belong to the audience. They are enslaved to the opinions of people. And their gift, which was meant to glorify me, now glorifies them. This breaks my heart because I gave them the gift. I opened the door. I provided the platform. But they forgot the source. They forgot the purpose. They forgot that every gift comes from me and is meant to point back to me, not to them. And when a servant forgets this, I must remove them. Not because I do not love them, but because I will not share my glory with anyone. I will not allow my name to be used to build someone else's kingdom. If they will not humble themselves, I will humble them. If they will not return to the secret place, I will close the public doors, because I would rather have them hidden and mine than visible and lost. I do not want this for you. I want you whole. I want you at peace. I want you grounded in me, not in what people think of you. This is why I keep some of you hidden, not because you are not ready, but because I am protecting you from a trap that has destroyed many before you. The trap of needing to be seen, the trap of craving recognition, the trap of measuring your worth by your visibility. I am teaching you now, while you are still hidden, that your worth is not in what you do for others to see. Your worth is in who you are when no one is watching. Some of the most dangerous servants I have are the ones no one suspects. They blend into the crowd. They do not draw attention. They do not boast. They do not compete. And yet when they speak, demons flee. When they pray, heavens open. When they walk into a room, atmospheres shift. Not because of who people think they are, but because of who I am in them. This is the anointing of the hidden servant. An anointing that does not need a title to operate. An anointing that does not need a platform to be powerful. An anointing that does not need recognition to be effective. The enemy does not know how to fight them because they do not fit his strategy. He knows how to attack pride. He knows how to exploit ambition. He knows how to manipulate those who crave visibility. But a servant who is content in hiddenness, a servant who finds satisfaction in me alone, a servant who does not need recognition to feel valuable, that servant is untouchable. The enemy has no leverage. He has no entry point. He cannot seduce them with fame because they do not want it. He cannot tempt them with power because they have already surrendered to my authority. He cannot distract them with applause because they are already satisfied in my presence. These are my warriors. These are my intercessors. These are my world changers. They do not look impressive. They do not sound eloquent. They do not carry credentials that the world respects. But they carry my presence. They walk in my authority. They speak my word with power. And when they move, kingdoms shift. Not because of their strength, but because of mine. Not because of their wisdom, but because they have learned to hear my voice. Not because of their platform, but because they have learned to operate from the secret place. This is where true power resides. Not on stages, not in stadiums, not in conference halls. True power resides in the prayer closet. in the quiet hour before dawn, in the secret place where no one sees, in the hidden moments of worship when it is just you and me. That is where I meet my warriors. That is where I download strategy. That is where I release anointing. And when they come out of that place, they carry an authority that no seminary can teach and no title can bestow. They carry me. If you have felt overlooked, let me reframe that for you. You are not overlooked. You are positioned. I have placed you in strategic obscurity so that when the enemy looks for my move, he does not see you coming. I have cloaked you in humility so that when I strike, it will be through someone no one expected. I have hidden you in plain sight so that your effectiveness is not hindered by distraction, pride, or opposition. You are a secret weapon, and secret weapons are never revealed until the appointed time. Do not grow weary in your hiddenness. Do not become bitter because others are celebrated while you are ignored. Do not allow envy to poison the purity of your service. What I am doing in you in the secret place is far more valuable than anything the world could offer you in public. I am building character that will sustain you when anointing increases. I am deepening your roots so that when the winds of fame blow, you will not be uprooted. I am teaching you to find your satisfaction in me alone so that when people praise you, it will not inflate you. And when they criticize you, it will not break you. There is coming a day when what I have been building in secret will be revealed. But even then, I may still keep you hidden in plain sight. You may have influence, but no spotlight. You may have authority, but no applause. You may have impact, but no recognition. And you will be at peace with that because you will have learned the greatest lesson of all. You were never meant to be seen. You were meant to reflect me. And when I am seen through you, that is more than enough. The world celebrates those who shine the brightest. But I celebrate those who shine for me alone. The world honors those who make the most noise, but I honor those who move in silence and let their lives speak. The world lifts up those who climb the highest, but I lift up those who descend into humility and trust me to raise them in due time. This is the way of the hidden servant. This is the path of the faithful. This is the life I am calling you to live. So if you are in a season of hiddenness, do not despise it. Do not rush out of it. Do not force doors that I have not opened. Do not seek visibility that I have not granted. Instead, lean into the obscurity. Embrace the quiet. Steward the silence well. Because in this place, I am forming something in you that the world cannot touch. I am shaping a character that fame cannot corrupt. I am building a foundation that pressure cannot crack. This is your sacred season. This is your wilderness. This is your preparation chamber. And what happens here will determine what happens there. How you handle hiddenness will determine how you handle visibility. How you steward obscurity will determine how you steward influence. How you respond to being overlooked will determine how you respond to being celebrated. I am watching not to judge you, but to prepare you. Not to condemn you, but to strengthen you. Not to punish you, but to promote you in due time. Do not waste this season wishing you were somewhere else. Do not spend these days comparing yourself to others who are already visible. Their journey is not your journey. Their timing is not your timing. Their assignment is not your assignment. I have a specific plan for you, a specific path for you, a specific purpose for you, and it requires a specific preparation that only hiddenness can provide. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust me. There will come a day when you will look back on this hidden season and thank me for it. You will see that what felt like delay was actually development. What felt like rejection was actually protection. What felt like being overlooked was actually being overshadowed by my presence. You will understand that I was not withholding from you. I was working in you. I was not ignoring you. I was refining you. I was not punishing you. I was positioning you. And when that day comes, when you step into the fullness of what I have prepared, you will walk in a confidence that is unshakable. You will carry an authority that is undeniable. You will move in a power that is unstoppable. Because you will know beyond any doubt that it was not your effort that brought you there. It was my hand. It was not your strategy. It was my plan. It was not your timing. It was mine. And what I have built in you, no one can tear down. And when the time comes, when the season shifts, when I decide that it is time for you to step into greater visibility, you will not be shaken. You will not be seduced by applause. You will not be destroyed by criticism. You will walk in authority because you spend years learning to walk in humility. You will carry influence because you spend years learning to serve in obscurity. You will shine brightly because you were content to remain hidden when others were chasing the spotlight. This is my way. I hide my best servants in plain sight. I cloak them in humility. I shield them with obscurity. I protect them with silence. And when the appointed time comes, I reveal them in a way that no one can deny and no one can take credit for. Because it will be clear that their promotion did not come from men, it came from me. And what I build cannot be torn down. What I lift cannot be lowered. What I anoint cannot be removed. So rest in your hiddenness. Trust in my timing. Walk in obedience even when no one is watching. Serve with excellence even when no one applauds. Love with purity even when no one acknowledges it. Because I see, I know, I remember, and I reward not according to human recognition, but according to faithful obedience. The world may overlook you, but I never will. The world may forget you, but I never do. The world may underestimate you, but I know exactly what I have placed inside of you. You are my hidden servant. You are my secret weapon. You are my treasured vessel. And I have hidden you not because you are insignificant, but because you are too valuable to be exposed before your time. So stay low, stay humble, stay faithful, and trust that in my perfect timing, I will reveal what I have been building in you all along. When the world sees you, they will not see you. They will see me. When your life is revealed, it will not bring glory to your name. It will bring glory to mine, and that is exactly how it should be. Because you were never meant to be the center of attention. You were meant to point others to me. And the only way you can do that effectively is if you remain hidden under my shadow, covered by my presence, cloaked in my humility. This is the ultimate goal of hiddenness. Not to keep you small, but to keep me central, not to diminish you, but to magnify me through you. Not to hide your light, but to ensure that when people see your light, they do not stop at you. They look beyond you. They see me. Because you are not the source of the light, you are the reflection, you are not the message, you are the messenger, you are not the glory, you are the vessel that carries it. The moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop striving to be seen, you start surrendering to be used, you stop chasing recognition, you start pursuing obedience, you stop measuring success by applause, you start measuring it by alignment with my will. And when this shift happens in your heart, I can trust you with anything because you are no longer seeking to build your kingdom. You are seeking to advance mine. You are no longer working for your glory. You are working for mine. And that is the only kind of servant I can promote without risk. Many want the anointing, but few want the process. Many want the platform, but few want the preparation. Many want to be used greatly, but few want to be hidden completely. But I am looking for those rare souls who will say, God, I do not need to be seen. I just need to serve you. I do not need recognition. I just need your presence. I do not need applause. I just need your approval. Those are the ones I search for. Those are the ones I anoint. Those are the ones I hide in plain sight and use in ways the world can never understand. If you are one of those souls, if this message is resonating in the depths of your spirit, then know this. You are exactly where you need to be. Your hiddenness is not an accident, it is an assignment. Your obscurity is not a setback, it is a setup. Your invisibility is not a curse, it is a calling. I have hidden you on purpose, for a purpose. And when the time is right, when the foundation is complete, when your character matches your calling, I will reveal what I have been building. Not for your glory, but for mine. Not to make you famous, but to make my name known. Not to elevate you, but to demonstrate what I can do through a surrendered vessel. This is the life I am calling you to. A life of hiddenness. A life of quiet obedience. A life of unseen faithfulness. And I promise you, this life is far more powerful, far more fulfilling, and far more eternal than anything the world could ever offer you. So embrace it, walk in it, and trust me completely, because I hide my best servants in plain sight, and you, my child, are one of them. Do not let the noise of the world convince you. Otherwise, Do not let comparison steal your peace. Do not let the success of others make you question my plan for you. What I am doing in you is unique. What I am building in you is specific. What I am preparing you for cannot be compared to anyone else because it is custom designed for you. Your calling is yours alone. Your path is yours alone. Your timing is yours alone. And I need you to trust me with all of it. The world will try to pressure you. It will tell you that you are running out of time. It will whisper that you are being left behind. It will suggest that you need to do something, anything to get noticed. But I am telling you, be still, be patient, be hidden. Because what I am doing in the secret place is worth far more than anything you could manufacture in public. I am not just preparing you for a moment. I am preparing you for a lifetime. I am not just equipping you for a task. I am shaping you into my image. And that kind of transformation cannot be rushed. Every day you remain faithful in hiddenness, you are storing up treasure in heaven. Every act of obedience that no one sees is recorded in eternity. Every prayer you whisper in secret is heard in heaven's throne room. Every sacrifice you make without recognition is rewarded by me. You are not wasting your time. You are investing in the eternal. You are not being overlooked. You are being overshadowed by my glory. You are not invisible. You are hidden in me, which is the safest place you could ever be. So walk forward with confidence. Not confidence in yourself, but confidence in me. Not confidence in your plan, but confidence in mine. Not confidence in your timing, but confidence that my timing is perfect. I have never been late. I have never forgotten. I have never abandoned. And I will not start with you. You are mine. You are chosen. You are hidden on purpose. And when the appointed time comes, you will step into everything I have prepared. Until then, rest in the secret place, grow in the quiet, strengthen in the obscurity, because the hidden servant is the most powerful servant. And you, my beloved, are exactly that.